Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family, happy what's today? Tuesday or Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. This is Darlene. I have a customer who wants a one of the jewelry boxes that I make, and I haven't made the boxes in a while, but she is familiar with the boxes. I used to sell the boxes on Etsy. So I am going to paint her one. She wants a black box with a black female image on the front. So these are the boxes that I use with the little lever here. And I generally will paint the inside first. So that's what I'm going to do. She wants it in black. So I got some black paint. I'm going to put some of the paint in the bowl. And I'm going to use my little spongy thing here. Put enough on it. And then just start painting in the inside of the box. So that means it'll be black on black. It'll be black on the inside. It'll be black on the outside. And then we will have a picture. And what I like about this paint is that it dries like really fast. And then I do like these sponges. You can also use paint brushes, but these little things cover a lot of space. So I can paint faster using these as opposed to a paintbrush. And then we just want to paint our edges here like this. The outside is going to be all black. So it doesn't matter if the black paint spills over or not, because the whole box is going to be black. And then these boxes come in, I want to say it's either 8 or 12. I'm not sure. I'll double check it. And then I'll put a link below down there. So if you're selling jewelry somewhere and you want to add a little extra value to maybe a necklace set, or you're doing like a bundle of some kind, these little jewelry boxes will add a nice little extra value. So you can have the jewelry box however you want to decorate the jewelry box, right? We want to make sure every little part is painted. You see some here. And like I said, this paint dries like really fast, so it's only a matter of seconds. Well, not seconds, but minutes. And because she wanted the whole box black, I'm going to just go ahead and paint the top black too. And then we'll just go to the top up here. Go ahead and paint that. And these are like really cool once they're done. I think I might have a video on here, an old video, showing how I painted these. Same technique, same way. Very easy and straight to the point. And we'll just paint the other side here. So she said, can you paint me one of those boxes that you, I want one. It's like, yeah, I haven't did them in a while, but yeah, I'll do one for you. And she said, well, I want it all black. And then they're really cool for decorative pieces too, because I have some in my living room. I want to say 4 of them, but they're in different colors. And the pictures are different pictures where I just kind of sit them around as decorative pieces, and they work really well mixed in with my decor. Very unique. So let's put some more paint. Actually, I'm gonna just put the paint in here. Pour some in there. And then we just need to take some paint, get that hole over there. Just keep painting it. Make sure it's nice and black and we don't have any spaces exposed, like where you can't see any of the wood. I don't put any sealant or anything on here because by the time I finish, it just looks like a nice little box. So if you wanted to put a varnish on it or something, you can. But I usually don't. So I'm going to go back over it and look and see. And we are going to have to let this sit for a second so it'll dry. And then once the inside dries, I will paint the outside. Okay, so what I did is I just went ahead and painted the entire box. And some parts of it might still be like a little bit wet, maybe like in the inside or somewhere because I went over it one more time. So the entire box is painted. So we went from this box right here, the unfinished wood box, to a painted black box. And then what we're going to do is the front or the top of the box, we're going to take our picture. So I even went ahead and cut the picture. And that way it wouldn't, take up a whole lot of time. So in order to apply the picture, I'm going to use Mod Podge. So we got some Mod Podge. Ooh, hopefully I can open it. I haven't used this in forever. Okay, so we got some Mod. And then let's make sure it's still good. It is, it's still good. A little thicker than usual, but I can still use some of it. And then I like to take the Mod Podge and put it on the cover, the top. Just go ahead and podge it. All right. And then we want to take our picture. Oh, let me put some more podge up here at the top. And make sure you get enough around the edges, because the edges are the part you really want to make sure that it sticks, because you don't want nothing lifted up. Okay, that seemed like it would be sticky enough. And then I want to make sure that my picture, because it's almost like you got one try to make sure that it sticks. And sometimes you might get a little off, but it is what it is. So you just want to keep pressing. You can even take, oh, I didn't bring no paper over here. You can even lay a piece of paper on top of it, because what you don't want it to do is start bubbling up. So you just want to keep pressing against it, even if you have like a metal something that you can keep pressing the paper on. because you don't want bubbles under it. And every once in a while, like with here, you can see there's a little bit of paper, so I didn't lay it on exactly like it needed to be laid on. And then you could even see right here where it wasn't cut all the way, and that's still fine. You can get the gist of it. So as long as the picture is not bubbled up and, you know, like it got creases and all that kind of stuff, because that's not what we want. We want it to look nice, almost like the picture is painted on. And when the picture is cut the exact size of the box, it literally looks like it's painted on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mod Podge, put a coat of Mod on top of this. And then you can really get the gist of how pretty it is. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that that picture is on there nice and smooth. And we don't have no bubbles under there. And usually I take a piece of paper and then put the paper on top and be doing it with the paper. But in this case, I don't have a lot of room up here because I usually work on that table over there. So. And then all we're going to do is come and cut off the little extra. You can even use like a, what are those things? Box cutter or something to cut this extra stuff off. Or a little bitty pair of scissors. So now that's perfectly cut. It fits right along the edge. And then this is the top of the box. So this is what the box looked like. And we're going to open it. And then if you wanted to decorate the inside of the box, you can decorate the inside of the box. You can put some cloth on the inside of the box. I usually do them like this, and then I'll put like little X's and O's and, you know, like a little decoration on the outside. And that's what I'm getting ready to do now. And then the top here, this picture, I'm going to Mod Podge it. I'm going to get that other bottle and see if that's nice and smooth. And then you can just put a nice little coat of Mod Podge, and that'll make this part shiny. Okay, and then at this point, if you want to, I got some paint markers, paint pens, and all I'm gonna do is just do like a little, some type of little decoration along the side. And it's like, if you're artistic, whatever you want to do to the box is what you want to do to the box. I'm not a drawer or anything like that, so I'm gonna just do a bunch of lines up here at the top, you know, just to add a little flavor to the box. So it'll look something like this, and then we'll Mod Podge the top, and we're going to take the lines all the way around, even around the back. And you can always go back over it with some paint if you need to. Like that little part right here, I wouldn't leave that right there. I would just put another little dot of black paint right there. And then this is how the box will be looking so far. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a yellow pen. And then with the yellow pen, we're just going to do like maybe some, just like some swirls. And it's just pretty much whatever you want to do to it, however you want to decorate it, whatever you want to make the box look like, that's basically on you. And again, because I'm not a drawer, that's not something that I do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. Oops. And then we'll just do some on this side. And no matter what the box looks like, she's going to like it anyway. And then we'll just put a couple right here. And then this is what the box looks like so far. And then we got the top. I usually don't do anything to the bottom right here. Okay, so this is what the box looks like so far. And if you do the boxes and you want to put a little gloss on them, here you could just figure out what you want to use, a varnish or a sealant or whatever. But I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to just put a coat of Mod Podge on the top. And I'm going to put the Mod Podge on the top just to lock in the picture. So this is what this looks like. And like the inside, if you wanted to decorate the inside, like I said, you can do that. And I think what I might do, let's put some circles and stuff in the inside, because I like the way the circles are looking. And it'll just have the entire box just decorated. And we could even take it around the edges, like right here. And it's like whatever you want to do. You know, if you can draw, good stuff. If you can't draw and you like me, it is what it is. But you can always still make it look nice. So then that way when it's opened, it's not as plain when it's opened up. And then we'll use a different color for the bottom part down here. And these make like really cool decorative boxes. I think I had said that earlier. Because I got them in my living room, a couple in my living room, and they match really well with my decor. So then that can be the inside part of it. We don't have to put anything down here because that's where the stuff would sit at. And we can leave that like that. And this paint, this dries pretty quick. I'm gonna leave it open for a minute. It dries really fast. So that would be the inside. And then this would be the outside. And then that's the top. And then on the bottom, I'm gonna show you what oh wow, where's my gold pen at? Let me see if I can find my gold pen. Okay, so neither one of my metallic markers are writing, so I usually use these to sign my name with on it, but I guess they're just dried out. So what I can do is I can use, I'm gonna use one of the paint pens. And what I generally would do is sign it, and I just would put, that's different, but I don't usually do it that way, but I usually just assign it like on the bottom. And then this is basically what the box would look like. So you got really cool box. And then this could be, like I said, you can put some gloss on it if you want to. We got the inside like that. And I don't do the bottom at all, because if you put jewelry in here, you put something in here, that's really cool. Or again, you could even put another picture in the inside. You can put some material in the inside, like whatever you want to put in, you know, as maybe some type of protective piece inside of here that would protect jewelry, or, you know, something like whatever. But in this case, I'm not doing anything to it. And this is how she's going to get the box like this. So with the top, we're going to put one coat of Mod Podge. And I'll show you how I do that. And then this podge is nice and smooth. And we're going to use a fresh. And And then all we want to do is we're just going to put a nice little thin coat, because the objective is to just lock the picture in. And then, of course, it'll give it a nice shine. I have Mod Podged the entire box before, but I don't like to do that because the Mod will stick as far as like closing it. So that's why I said you could use some other type of varnish or something else to give it a nice shine. So this is what this is going to look like. Just a nice little layer of Mod so we can lock our picture in. Make sure you get it around the edges. It's a nice little thin. And before you apply the Mod Podge, and I'm using glossy, you want to make sure that the picture is glued on really good. So nice, and give it a couple of minutes after you Mod it on. Give it a couple of minutes to sit there and dry before you put the coating on it. And then this is what it is. Nice, easy, beautiful boxes. Put this top on. I don't want this to fall, because we only doing one coat of it, and that's all we need. You don't need a whole lot. Let it dry. And we got this really cool jewelry box. And then this is what this looks like. Really easy. And I'll put a link down there for the boxes if you want to make any of these. And if you're out and about, I do know like summertime is coming. Summertime is coming, and there's a lot of Juneteenth events that are coming up. These would be really cool to be selling at like any Juneteenth event. If you got a couple of these, and they look really nice when you got a lot of these just sitting on the table. And I even buy the boxes that are bigger. I think I'll do one of those too with a bigger box, and I'll show you the bigger boxes that I use. And people will usually buy these boxes. I call them stash boxes, not jewelry boxes. I call them stash boxes. And the reason why I call them stash boxes, because when I'm out selling them, people will tell me that what they're going to use them for a stash box, like to literally put their tobacco or their whatever it is that they use, they're going to put it inside this box because it makes a really cool stash box, right? For whatever it is that they're using them for. And many times people will say that this is perfect for my, my medicinal. This is perfect for my tobacco, or this is perfect for my whatever. And, and it is, if you think about it. And they're nice and decorative. So you got this, and you can have it in your living room. You can have it in your bedroom, your bathroom, like wherever you wanted to put it, because it's a decorative piece. But anyway, this is it. So this one is done, and I'm going to do two more. And I'm going to do these two more, and the two more that I'm going to do, I'm going to put these on the website to sell. This one is pretty much already sold, and I'm going to do two more and put those on the website just in case anybody's interested in purchasing one. You don't want to do it yourself and you're interested in purchasing one. They will be on the Jewelry by BDK website, www.jbbdk.com. So those will be on the website later this week. And then this is what we got. Darlene Knight for Jewelry by BDK. And guess what? We'll talk.